migraine medications, headache medications, they definitely have their place because sometimes we just never know when a headache is going to pop up or a migraine is just going to advance and become pretty significant. But there are other underlying conditions that we have found very good success with. So for example, there are some people that find out through allergy testing that there are food triggers that they had no idea that they'd actually been eating, sometimes even on a daily basis, that are actually triggering those migraines. So we can do simple blood tests to hone in on what your sensitivities are. And what we usually do is once we get those results back from that test, we say, look, just remove it from your diet for 1 week, just 1 week, and see how things go. And then a lot of times people find that, oh my gosh, I'm just never going back. And we do that because it's much easier to kind of ease into a newer way of lifestyle by taking things on 1 week at a time, rather than a practitioner telling you, I'm sorry, you can never eat that again. That's sometimes really hard to handle. It's hard to swallow. So the other areas that we can look at and address is hormone health. Sometimes hormones are imbalanced. So as we go through life, sometimes some hormones may rise and others may fall. And we can do some very specific testing to then identify exactly which ones do we need to replace. But we can also trigger those that are maybe too high, and we can identify exactly what those are and use other, maybe even herbal medications to bring those down. Sometimes specifically just identifying what is not balanced and bringing those into an optimal balance takes everything down to a nice even level, and symptoms disappear, even migraines and headaches that you've been experiencing for many, many years. And then one other area that we see very good success with is optimizing full thyroid hormone replacement. So what does that mean? So it means that we look at all of the thyroid areas, we look at that in blood, we identify exactly what is optimal. So we're not looking just at TSH. TSH is very, very tightly controlled with the body because the thyroid is the master gland of the entire body. So if TSH, the thyroid stimulating hormone, which is produced in the pituitary, is going to stimulate the thyroid to make hormone, which is not active, a little bit active, but not primarily active. But those, if that hormone were just allowed to kind of run amok, then, you know, that would not be the best way for our body to carry on. So TSH is very tightly controlled, but we really need to look at how much T4 is the thyroid actually making, which is levothyroxine, which is not active. But we also need to look at how much T3 is either being made by the thyroid gland or actually turned into T3 from T4 at the cellular level. Sometimes there's enzymatic processes that are missing. Sometimes there are vital nutrients, whether they're B vitamins, magnesium. There's a wide variety of cofactors, chromium, selenium, and we need to identify exactly what those are. So we usually look at a full thyroid panel. We look at iron stores. We look at selenium and chromium levels as well, because those are very key factors to the thyroid gland working perfectly. When we can optimize that function, we see better control of migraines and headaches.